You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Moon in Taurus squares Pluto, now in Aquarius. Fixed Earth meets fixed air. Brace yourself for an historic gale. Daily Horoscope for Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Good morning, friends. The winds of change are here today, as the force of Pluto is blowing in strong and hard. We must all steady ourselves as this wind blows, because for the next 20 years, it will be a constant and underlying force. Pluto is a major focus of today's horoscope, because today is the day that Pluto finally makes his first entrance into Aquarius. Okay, let's get into the astrology. The very first aspect to perfect today is Pluto's ingress into Aquarius at 8:14 a.m. Eastern Time. Below is the ingress chart. By the time I am posting this horoscope, Pluto will be in Aquarius. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth, and whichever house he will be traversing for the next 20 years will point to the areas of your life where profound changes will occur. Here is a graphic of Pluto's ingresses and retrogrades for the next 2 years. Pluto will enter Aquarius 3 times before he is solidly in the sign, so we are in the transition starting today. Shortly after this daily horoscope is published, I will be posting another post exploring Pluto's transition from Capricorn to Aquarius a little bit more, and with the horoscopes for all 12 signs, so watch out for that later today. The moon today is making aspects with both the lesser and greater malefics and Pluto, so this is a big day for the moon as well. First, in the afternoon, she will hit 29 degrees Aries and will form a sextile to Mars at 29 degrees of Gemini. This could make for some passionate and assertive interactions. We could even see marriages and positive travel situations. The moon and Mars together in a sextile could bring about initiative actions, forceful negotiations, and strong feelings and desires that are generally well received. Let's not forget that Mars is the lesser malefic, though, because sometimes we can act too impulsively and regret it down the road. So have fun, but proceed with a bit of caution. Then the moon ingresses into the sign of her exaltation, Taurus, at 2:41 p.m. Eastern Time, and immediately forms a square to Pluto in Aquarius at 2:42 p.m. Eastern Time. This could be intense. The moon is now in Taurus, which is a fixed earth sign, and Pluto is now in Aquarius, a fixed air sign. If we were watching these two meet, the tension would be solid and palpable. This is like a forceful gale blowing on solid rock. Both want to win the battle of who can outlive the other, and Pluto will be exerting this steady wind for 20 years. This could represent a very stressful time in which we experience something radical, irrevocable, or extreme take place. Because the moon will be forming this square so soon after Pluto makes his ingress into Aquarius, means that there is a high probability that a lot of people will feel this shift in a personal way. The moon is a very personal planet and governs our emotions, our need for security, and our subconscious mind. The moon can represent mothers, women, children, the family, the home, and the people of a country. She also represents anything that comes to be and passes away, like the tides, money, menstruation, mother's milk, and any changes or fluctuations that we experience in life. As I said, it's a very personal planet, and contact with Pluto rarely means impersonal things. Sometimes I just see spiders when the moon aspects Pluto, but other times I sink down to the depths of the emotion ocean and cry all day. So you never know just how intense the Moon-Pluto transit will be. At 5:56 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon forms a sextile to Saturn at 1 degree of Taurus and Pisces, respectively. Earlier, remember the moon formed a sextile to Mars, the lesser malefic. Now she is forming a sextile to Saturn, the greater malefic. I find this very interesting. The moon and Saturn coming together in a harmonious aspect could bring serious, reflective, and disciplined feelings and actions. We could have had a bit of a weird day, and now at the end of it, we are applying ourselves to our domestic duties, making dinner, doing the dishes, and tidying up afterward, almost like we are in a trance or shock from the day and just going through the motions. I think this is a positive and constructive aspect that will help us get through whatever intense issue we experience during the day, if any. It's really interesting, the moon square to Pluto in the middle of two sextiles to both malefics, who are about to engage in a trine from Cancer to Pisces in just a few days when Mars ingresses into the sign of Cancer on the 25th. The moon is right in the middle between Saturn and Mars is about to perfect a quincunx to Pluto upon his ingress as well, and he is also in an out-of-sign square to the sun. This is a very dynamic situation. This almost feels like the two malefics are patronizing the moon. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. We've got it under control. Meanwhile, Pluto has started to dip his toe into Aquarius, beginning the excavation procedures. Pluto is like an excavator, turning the soil so that new seeds may be planted and take root. It may be beautiful in the end, but the process is messy, dirty, and disturbing to the plants that were originally planted there. The moon ends the night with a conjunction to the North Node in Taurus at 4 degrees. Representing an increase in the moon's strength to empower and bring blessings. Now that the moon has ingressed into Taurus and joined Venus, we have both the rulers of Taurus there, Venus in her domicile and the moon in her exaltation, and both with the North Node. Uranus is also in Taurus at 16 degrees 24 minutes and in a whole sign square with Pluto now that he's entered Aquarius, so that should be interesting. Uranus makes the rock we talked about a little less stable in the face of the oncoming wind. So we shall see what this combination brings. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? 14, the Weaver, reversed. 14, the Weaver, in the Native American Tarot is like 14, the Temperance card in the traditional tarot, and is all about staying calm, balanced, and patient, having an even temperament, and executing your internal powers of control. The Weaver on this card is mixing the spirit with material, blending the two into an alchemical blend as shown on the Navajo blanket she is weaving. She is sitting on the earth, symbolizing the need for stability and staying grounded, and at the same time she is pouring water from a gourd into a vessel that holds the dyes for her threads, symbolizing being in the flow with creation. Weaving together the contradictory elements within yourself into an exceptional tapestry that tells your story. Rather than relying on an outside force to maintain balance, the Weaver card speaks to using your own inner strength to manage yourself. In the reverse position, it asks the question, where are you out of balance? It reminds us to adjust ourselves so that we may be steady, calm, and stable, and brace ourselves for the inevitable fluctuations of life. If we are secure and temperate, then we won't get knocked over when the wind blows on our loom. What do we naturally do when the wind starts to blow? Our core muscles tighten and our buttocks tighten in order to be able to stay upright against a forceful gale. This may be a time to rely on those inner muscles for protection. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Native American Tarot Deck by Magda Weck Gonzalez, available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.